Right now, Georgia is housing Ian evacuees. Governor Kemp has even opened up our state's parks for people looking for shelter. And Atlanta Motor Speedway has family camping spots available too. Melissa, it is so great to see the response even as we anticipate the impact and what we could see here in Georgia.
Yeah, and the response that they're going to need down in parts of Florida is not just going to be something that's for a few days. It's going to take a very long time for things to rebuild. I mean, there's entire roadways washed out down near Fort Myers. We're looking live again. This is St. Augustine Beach, the pier right here. You see the waves crashing over the seawall and the storm surge coming up as well, that water pushing up. And this is where we're seeing the wrath of Ian today. But by tomorrow at this time, we're going to see that wrath pushing further up the Atlantic coast into Georgia and South Carolina. Let me show you the latest on Ian. The track at 11 o'clock has it now off the coast, the center of it. And this is going to become a hurricane again. So now we have some hurricane warnings out for the coast of South Carolina. And Georgia still under that tropical storm warning for our coastal counties. It's going to make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane near Charleston. Then you notice as it moves inland, it of course will eventually fall apart. But meanwhile, the track of this storm has shifted further and further east day by day. So what that means for us ultimately is a better case scenario. It means we are going to see some impacts from Ian, but we are not going to see high impacts, I don't think, by any means. Look at this rainfall totals map. This kind of tells the story of where the rain and all of that heavy rain potential will stay. And that's mainly in Augusta and Points East. That's where they could see 3-5 inches of rain easily. But in the metro area, now I'm thinking it's going to be less than an inch at best. Out near Athens, Gainesville, up towards northeast Georgia, we could see locally 1 to 2 inches of rain, and that's where I think this rain will be steadiest. But even though we won't all see the rain from Ian, what we are going to get the next couple of days are some gusty winds. And even though it's sunny outside right now, why it's gusty today is because we're being squeeze played in between Ian and then a big area of high pressure. So the winds around Ian go counterclockwise. The winds around this high go clockwise, and look what we're stuck with in the middle. These winds are speeding up as they're pushing into North Georgia around those two systems. So we have a wind advisory for the I-85 corridor and Points East today. Now, it won't be as windy as they're going to see in the tropical storm, but we could have some gusts up to 35 miles per hour in these areas. And you'll notice throughout the afternoon, those wind gusts keep picking up. But we will not see as high of winds up in northwest Georgia, where it'll just be a breezy day out. So some wind gusts today could be 30 to 35 miles per hour. As they push this forecast track out, I want to show you Friday and Saturday's winds, because the next 3 days, we just keep these gusty winds going. We'll have some gusts Friday and Saturday that could also be over 20 to 25 miles per hour. So it's not enough to where you have to secure all your loose objects outside, but you know, it might blow an empty trash can around in one of those strongest wind gusts, and some small limbs, of course, that are weak or decaying already on the tree could fall off from these gusty winds over 3 days straight. So our impacts here in the metro area, rain totals could be up to an inch. Some of us will not even get 1/10 of an inch of rain. But out in East Georgia and Northeast Georgia, the rain totals could be about 1 to 2 inches. Gusts could be 20 to 30 miles per hour. And I think that severe weather threat is going to stay well east of our area. I'm not expecting a tornado threat from Ian. We're not on, quote, the dirty side of the storm. We're on the cleaner side of the storm. So this puts everything in motion into perspective. You see how a lot of us experience the sunshine this afternoon? Well, as we go into tomorrow, some of that cloud cover starts to push a little bit further east. We'll start your Friday dry, but then in the afternoon, especially east of Atlanta, the 75 corridor, we'll see some rain, some showers building in. And then into Friday night, that's when I think we see the best coverage of some of these showers, maybe even for some areas in northeast Georgia, some steady rain moving in. Now with Ian moving a little bit quicker, Saturday morning, there's some lingering showers and wraparound moisture, but by Saturday afternoon, we're going to be drying things out already. Look at our live picture downtown, Midtown. Camera's shaking a bit. It's breezy out there. We've had some gusts over the last couple of hours, over 20 miles per hour. We're going to be in the 70s this afternoon. Again, tomorrow afternoon, we start to see some of those showers moving in. I've got some showers exiting early Saturday, and then you notice conditions improve for the second half of the weekend. So not a washout, Aisha, but still some impacts from Ian here locally.